To another sunrise session, a very, very special sunrise session. I pray that this video finds only aligned souls who need to hear a message on this beautiful Wednesday. Any negative energy sent our way to the collective or to the live or to this video will be instantly transmuted into blessings and prosperity for both me and, of course, the collective, right? Because we're all just soulmates walking each other home, right? We're all influenced under the same energies. If they come against you, they come against me. And I don't know what just happened to my voice, but I bet the messages that are going to come out today are going to be transformative, right? Because we know today is Wednesday. Thank you for spending this part of your morning, your day with us. But Wednesdays are ruled by the planet Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. Side note, Mercury is getting ready to go retrograde at the end of the month, the 29th. So around the 14th, the 15th of this month, we're going into the shadow phase. It may have already even started for you where people from your past are popping up. Communication is a little wonky. Tech is failing. For me, my Google speaker has been going off, and it's just one of them. I have a few of them in the house, but the one that's in my bedroom has been going off repeatedly for no reason. Like, ma'am, nobody's talking to you. And it'll be like when everything is silent as Spirit taps me on the shoulder to remind you guys to make sure you're using these last moments right before we hit the full moon and the new moon in Gemini, right? After we've had this full moon in Sagittarius, between the full moon and the new moon, use this 2 week time to really, really make time to meditate, spend time with the Most High, spend time with your ancestors. Some of you got the message directly yesterday to make sure you're tending to your altar. You're doing the things that you're supposed to be doing according to the spiritual walk that you're walking. We are starting a little late today. We're going to get into the collective message and then we're going to get into the specific zodiac message. Today is the third, right? Three, the three. Three is the number of wholeness. Last week we talked about being holy, and being holy was about being complete. Today is a good day to really sit down and think about what makes you complete. Really, really think about what makes you whole because when Saturday gets here, and Saturdays are ruled by Saturn, right? We have the 6 6 portal, right? Six is the number of balance, it's the number of harmony, it's the number of the lovers. If you are looking for stability, especially in your relationships. This Saturday might be the luckiest day for you to call that in. It might just be a day where you start to see all of the things you have been calling in, all of the things that you have been manifesting, manifest into your 3D world because it's already here. It just has to catch up with you. Your guides are asking you to use this Saturday to double down and say, this is what you want, right? Because Saturn energy makes things stick. Saturn is a good planet to work with when you want to sign contracts, right? Anything you want that has longevity to it, work with the planet Saturn. And if you were born on a Saturday, that means Saturn is your bestie. Lean into Saturn's energy to help you not only manifest love and peace and finances, but everything else in your life. Whenever we have a double digit day, June, June 6th, right? 6 6, 5 5, 11 11, right? 12 12, 4 4. These are all energetic moments to say, this is what I want, regardless of where the moon is at, right? But being that we're in the waning energies and we're in that energy of letting go, let go of the person that you had to be. We talked about last week being in survival mode, and some of you haven't reached your manifestation. Some of you haven't been able to manifest the things that you want because you're still showing up as the person that's in survival mode rather than the person that's in receiving mode. make the switch. As soon as you make the switch, you will find that the blessings come pouring in, right? Good luck comes pouring in. It feels like the whole universe starts to bend and yield and do everything to make sure you are always walking around with a big smile on your face because you want for nothing. And now you are showing up as a blessing for others. My high priestesses, right? Especially those of you in the soul tribe, those of you who know you have a big purpose in the world. By knowing that is also knowing that you have big money coming to you because you can't do what you were meant to do working just a 9 to 5 or just playing small or just having enough. This is why you kept getting the messages of making sure you think big about what the things that you want and then think bigger. You have a purpose, not just to yourself or to your loved ones, but to the collective as well. And it requires you to fully surrender to your receiving mode, right? Those of you who haven't started working on, we'll call it yoni magic, right? Really spending time with her to remind you that you are the receiver, not the doer, not the chaser, not the runner, right? If you're like me, right? Don't be the runner, right? But the receiver of every good thing that satisfies you on every single level. These next few days are a good moment to really work with your sacral, first and second chakra energy, and really make sure that space is clear so you can truly give birth to those dreams. You are a master manifester, and you are reminded to use these portal days, such as 6, demand that your luck shows up and not just hope and wish. No, be that person that knows that XYZ is going to happen for you. If you're just joining us, welcome to the sunrise session. I'm Etta, Mystic Healer, and we're going to get into today's collective message. We always talk about love, life, and everything else that you need to know to help you manifest the life of your dreams. You are reminded that we're all soulmates, walking each other home, right? Assisting one another on the journey. And I'm going to backpedal a little bit, Divine Feminine. You're reminded that you are supposed to be a blessing to others. The blessings you have, right, are going to put you in the space to bless others. Remember that, right? Do not hoard the wealth when it comes in. Do not say, you know what, I need to save this for a rainy day because last time this had happened and when I didn't have this had happened and I remember the struggle. Cool. Remember the struggle. Remember what it took for you to get here. And remember that it's part of your past. You're no longer in struggle mode. You're no longer in get up and get it mode. You're in the mode of get up and say it. Honor your ancestors, honor the Most High. First thing in the morning, we love waking up at dawn and commanding the day because if you don't tell the day what you want it to do, it's going to do whatever it wants to you, right? In accordance with your energy, right? This is why we're always trying to keep our energy as high vibe as possible. On June 6th, the 6-6 portal, we're bringing in harmony, we're bringing in balance, especially when it comes to love. If you've been struggling with love, you've been struggling with your partner, this is a time to really hold that vision of love, right? 6 and 6, that's a hexagram. It's two triangles coming together. It's both the divine and you coming together in agreement with how you want this next leg of your journey to go. Decree it, declare it, say it with your whole chest, with your shoulders back, 10 toes down. This is what you want. Do not listen to what's going on with this person and what happened to that person and whomever you come across along your journey. Their story is not your story unless you want it to be. At any given point on any given day, you have the opportunity to rewrite your script. This is something I work with my clients, and it turns out beautifully. There's a reason why all my mentorship clients are at 100% success rate. There's a reason why everybody that I've ever coached in my lifetime, even before I introduced myself to the world, is living their happily ever after. They really mastered that one key of this is what I want. I'm declaring it, and I expect nothing less. I can get better. I'm always open to more. And a lot of you, this is why we keep getting the messages of dream bigger. You're not dreaming big enough. It's because the package that's coming for you, the container ship that's coming for you, right? The boat with the contain well, the ship, right? Because they're not really boats. The boat, the ship with all the container ships that are coming just for you, right? You ever seen a one of those large ships, right, with all the shipping containers on it? And there's like literally hundreds of containers stacked on it. All of that is for you, and you're just looking for a duffel bag of what? Mm-mm. You have a whole heap of blessings coming in for you. This is why a lot of you experience so much losses. This is why a lot of you have gone through that dark night of the soul where it felt like you lost everything. Hint, hint. Those moments when you feel like you're losing everything, it's because it has to make room for everything that you've been praying for, everything that you've been hoping for. Today is Wednesday, and love messages keep trying to come through. So, we're definitely going to do a what's the tea message for you and your person or the person you're thinking of when we do the collective, in addition to anything else that comes out. But let's get into the collective message because all of that was just it was just a channel message as I drink my water. What are you guys drinking on? I hope when you come to the sunrise session, you gotta come with something to drink. You gotta stay hydrated. Because as I'm getting messages and downloads, even as you're watching this on the replay, right? As I get the downloads, you get your personal downloads too. That being said, let me put this to the side so we have enough room. Holy Spirit, bright and early, the person who just placed an order. Yeah, I'll get back to you soon as we get off of the live. Holy Spirit, today's message, and we're back to the six. Mhm, mhm, mhm. This is confirming that you've been put on notice. You have less than 3 days to make it clear what it is you want and why you want that thing, that person, that accomplishment, that level, that success. And then say it with your whole chest. Continue to release everything and everyone that isn't for you. Continue to pay attention to the signs. Now that we are really in the thick of spring and it's about to turn into summer, this is the time of year when the signs become so loud, so clear, the saxophones, right? It becomes undeniable. So make sure you're paying attention and ready to do the work. Some of you, I see you are scared to ask for that big thing because you know how it's going to change your life. You know you're not going to be able to say the small person that says, okay, I just need enough. And you know, it's okay. You're going to have to stand on your 10 toes and show up like you're the president of the world. Some of you are not ready for the power that is your birthright. And your guides are telling you to get ready. Anything else? What else does the collective need to hear on this Wednesday, right? And you know, on Wednesdays, because it's ruled by Mercury, the messages are a little louder than they typically are. Take what resonates, leave the rest. But one of the biggest chest pounding messages to come out, mm, be ready to receive the power that is yours by divine right. Because that's the key. Stepping into your power, like Solomon, is the key to you manifesting those dreams into your reality. What else is the collective need to know on this Wednesday? Okay, so that fell on the floor, even though it's like right there. I'm gonna leave it right there. It's by my right foot, so it's gonna stay right there. Now they're all flying on the floor, and we're just gonna leave them there and take those to Patreon subscribers. We're going to do our Patreon live at 12:30 this afternoon, where we're talking about all the spell oils and ritual oils and stuff. I'm really looking forward to that. Holy Spirit, what else does the collective need to know on this Wednesday? Jesus. Right, they're very ferocious today. Lots and lots to say. And last, what's the vibe on this Wednesday? For those of you who are getting ready for work and listening to this, or maybe tomorrow when you're getting ready, you're starting your day, make sure you're saying your affirmations in the mirror. You're reminding yourself of just how amazing, beautiful, successful, peace-filled, healthy, and all the other good things you are. What's the vibe on this Wednesday? What's the vibe on this Wednesday? It's very busy, I'll tell you that much. There's a lot going on above and below, right? As above, so below. 6 6 is going to be a very lucky day because your thoughts, now that you know to get ready, make that vision plain, make it clear, know why you're calling in the things that you're calling in, and allowing it to magnetize to you, being open to how it shows up and being ready to how it receive it. You are submitting your order to the universe, to the Most High. And it feels like Saturday is going to be a moment where, like, yeah, it's going to be another moment where you say, I prayed for this. I couldn't believe it happened this fast. I bet you there is somebody on the live right now who's going to hit me up. They're going to put it in the comments. They're going to text me. Y'all going to find me somehow and say, you know what, Edit? You were right. I'm never right, right? I'm just channeling messages. So they are just telling you what's going to happen. It's not a matter of being right or wrong. But for those of you who are doing the work, hmm, 6 6 Saturday. Saturday, you have some good news coming your way. And of course, I want to hear all about it. If you're just joining us, we're getting ready to start the collective. Don't forget to like the live and don't forget to subscribe. Occupation and devil came out face up first, right? So this is the one of the louder messages, right? All of those vices, all of those toxic attachments, all of those people that you had around, Capricorn energy, um, Virgo energy, Taurus energy, Libra energy, all of those toxic people that you had around, it's time to give them their walking papers. It's time to let them go. You could give them a reason, you don't have to give them a reason. Acknowledge that the journey that you had with this person has come to its full completion and let it go. You've learned, right? If you've been tuning into the sunrise sessions, that letting go is always making room for what you've asked for. But sometimes letting go, it's because that person was always like what you asked for is already here, but that person, especially that toxic person that has been siphoning your energy, trying to destiny swab, trying to keep you small, because everybody has somebody like that in their friend group, in their family, or they did. Making peace with this is who the person is. They're always going to be a doubting Debbie. They're always going to be a negative Norman or negative Nancy. And where you're going with the gifts that you're coming in, some of you just got the message that you're waiting for a duffel bag of blessings and you have a whole container ship with hundreds of containers coming your way. How did the pastor say it this week? You're not gonna get a door, right? There's gonna be an S added to everything. There's doors up opening up for you. You're not getting a blessing. There's blessings coming in for you. And certain people that you are around, you have to let them go because they're going to delay that rebirth. They're going to delay that resurrection that you are being prepared for. Going back to what we said, going back to what was said. 2 weeks ago about being in the cave and before the crown, right? There's the cave. We just heard a moment ago that a lot of you are going to be stepping into your true power, the power that you've been scared of. They don't want you to be scared anymore. Solomon level type power, Solomon level type influence. That is going to be delayed until you release the people, places, and things, those karmic ties that have tried to keep you small. And look at that. Karmics. Exhausted. I actually said this word to somebody earlier this week, right? Being exhausted with how things were playing out, how things are moving, right? That is a real feeling because it feels like no matter how much you push forward, nothing has happened. And that's usually because there's a toxic attachment somewhere. There's a karmic that while you're saying, oh my God, you know what? I just got that promotion and this has been so good for me. And you know, my husband did this and you're spreading the good news. They're like, oh wow, I'm so happy for you while they're lighting that candle, wishing you harm, pricking that doll, wishing you harm. Some of you, the same person that you can't help yourself. As soon as you get the least bit of good news, you go running to them. As soon as you get a couple of extra dollars, you give it to them. It's the same person that's been hoping that one, you stay stuck to their side. They are always the apple of your eye, but that you don't progress any further than where you are. This is why sometimes we're told to keep our manifestations, our intentions, our prayers to ourselves, unless you're really clear about your circle and who's who and what's what, and who you can share what with. Because some of them, like we heard yesterday, they don't mind you doing good. No, not really good. Okay, right? Just just keeping your head just above the water, as long as you're not doing better than them, because then it's a problem. We've seen this narrative play out in every type of society, in every type of way. As soon as somebody has a come up, there's a hating ass friend. Right? It's always a friend, rarely a stranger, that comes around to try to knock you off your pedestal. But where you're going, mm-mm. As long as you can make peace with releasing the people, places, and things that cannot go with you on this next leg of the journey, you'll be fine. And you are reminded it's the people that are closest to you that can hurt you the most physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, mentally. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind who you're calling friend. Keep in mind who you put it all on the line for. And always ask yourself when you're doing something for somebody, whether it's a family member, your kid, the neighbor, your wife, would they do the same for you? And if you have to think about it, if it's not an immediate yes, really think about how you're showing up in their life. Next, we have building blocks. Hello, right? And this looks like, shipping containers. 28 is a 10, right? Cycle completion. So cycles can begin. And it's leading you to Six of Cups, which talks about, right? Reconciliation, but it also talks about receiving delayed gifts, receiving everything that is due unto you, blocks being over, especially once you release, right? This bad health and nightlife feels tied to the toxic energy, the karmic energy. Once you release all of that and put it behind you, the blessings can come in. The things that you've been waiting for, hoping for to come in can arrive, but they require you to go through this moment, releasing everything and everyone that isn't for your highest good, so you can receive everything that is. And then we move to Treasure Island with that 9, cycle completion, being on the water, heavy water energy, right? Spirit keeps bringing up shipping containers, right? Go look up if you don't know how it looks when it's on the water and you see all those shipping containers. Those 40 by, I forget the measurements, containers contain lots of product in it, right? It's not just a couple of boxes in each container. It's many boxes in each container, and there's many containers. So you can only imagine just how many blessings are coming your way. Keep doing what you've been doing. Keep moving forward, regardless of who and what you have to leave behind. Be unapologetic about who you have to release. They really want to put you in your emperor era, in your empress era. We're looking at the Queen of Wands, but it's bigger than that. We know, especially those of you in the soul tribe, that while there's many queens, there's only one empress. While there's many kings, there's only one emperor. There's only one you, and you have this huge, huge treasure trove of blessings coming your way. Stand 10 toes down. Remember what was said? Chest back, shoulders back, chest up. Right? Say what you want, and it's coming. It is coming. And a lot of you are going to see that change happen Saturday. We keep getting the repeating messages, right, about friend circles and people showing up like they're your friend, but they're really your enemy. You're Judas, if you will. Take today to really take inventory. Use today, make a moment to take inventory of the people you call friends, play cousins, right? The people that you pour your energy into, and ask yourself, truly ask yourself, are they doing the same for you? Or are they just trying to ride the wave because they know? And some of you do have people in your life that know that you were always destined to have a happily ever after. You were always destined to have it all. And all is determined about what you say you want and what you show up for. And they don't want to do the work, they just want to eat off of your plate. Do not let anybody eat off your plate if they didn't help you cook the meal. Okay? Okay. Last we have, before we get into the messages for the zodiacs, deep knowing with this 43, which is 7, which is the number of the most high, right? Which is also a number of completion, right? Going back to 6. Going back to why 6 is a lucky portal, because we usually associate 7 with luck. But 6 is a lucky portal because we are reminded the world, right? All of this was created in 6 days, and on the seventh, he rested, right? So, really using your own abilities of creation, aka your word, to put it out there and having a deep knowing that whatever you're asking for is going to find you abundantly. I like how leadership came out twice because it was both on the Queen of Wands and now it's on the King of Cups. Oh, side note. Lovers who are fire signs, water signs, can find reconciliation comes a bit easier this weekend because of the natural cosmic influences. But you got to have this deep, unshakable knowing that whatever been praying for, whatever you've been asking for, is going to manifest. And now we have the King of Pentacles, Taurus energy, Aries energy, Scorpio energy. These are I guess, the top three on June 3rd, right? Who are first in line, or maybe second, to receive a lucky break this weekend. But it requires you to be unapologetic. Don't trim the fat, right? Don't sugarcoat, don't shrink. Say what you want and say it with every fiber of your being because it's going to be successful. Some of you have been dibbling and dabbling, trying to put your toe into entrepreneurship, starting that business, starting that endeavor. Go for it. 6 is a good day to form your official documents. Having that number 6626 is a good time to have some documentation about your business associated with that number. Even if you just file for the EIN, even if you just put your articles of incorporation together with that date, even if you just file with the state and don't actually put up the business, start the business, right? Especially before we hit Mercury retrograde. But this weekend is a good moment to put that date on paper. Anything you touch, ooh, Taurus, Scorpio. Aries, Midas touch. Midas touch. Everything you touch will turn to gold. Period. No if, ands, or buts. Everything you touch will turn to gold. You are an alchemist. Whatever you put out there, if you want to journal about it from now until Saturday, cool. Do the 369 method, cool. Do the visualizations, do the meditations, whatever you need to do to keep you energetically aligned with knowing that whatever you put out there is going to manifest. It has no choice to, like, I can feel it, but you have to believe it. You have to do the work. It's crazy how people get tarot readings and then don't like what they hear or are not ready to do the work it requires of them, especially if you work with me, right? We don't do the super, we don't do the surface level stuff, right? We go deeper than why Bobby hasn't called you back. Why'd you even attract somebody like Bobby? And what position did he really play when it comes to your journey of finding happily ever after? Especially when it comes to partnerships, make it clear, even if you are already with somebody, make it clear what it is you want with love. How do you want this relationship to look like in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years? And then allow it to happen because your ship is coming in. We keep getting this message of ships being on the water, packages. Mhm. Another reason why they keep bringing up ships and containers and the hugeness of it and the magnitude of the blessings coming in. When you order something, it's gotten a lot better these days, right? From companies overseas, like China, right? Or Japan. And they have to make that voyage, or London, right? And they have to make that voyage by sea because not everything can be thrown in a plane, right? It takes forever to get here, right? A good 30, 36 days. Those blessings, those things that look like they were taking forever to arrive, the things that you've been daydreaming about, your hopes and dreams that have stayed in the hopes and dreams folder for too long, they're coming in. That delayed package, that delayed blessing is coming in. Are you ready to receive it? Or are you still thinking you're not worthy? Are you still thinking that you got to hustle and do this and do that and put so much energy into manifesting? King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, right? Always gives us the energy of I do not chase, I attract. Knowing that anything that I put my word on is going to be successful. That is your mantra. Those are your affirmations. You really, really have to get good with the knowing. Somebody can be dealing with somebody with locks, Taurus water connection, Taurus Scorpio connection. Taurus Scorpio, they're sister signs when we look at the natal chart, right? They're right, they're opposites, right? Like Sagittarius and Gemini. Whatever you put your mind to this week, whatever you put pen to paper, blue pen to parchment paper, by the way, has no choice but to manifest. But above all things, the cosmos can be in alignment, the date can be in alignment, but you have to believe in your own power to create. You have to believe in your own magic. Your magie. It's in you. It's not on you, it's in you. All you got to do is say yes and know that you are worthy, more than worthy, of everything that you've been asking for, hoping for, wishing for. And then come back. You guys always hear me say this. Come back and let us know how that manifestation happened for you, how it worked out so you can inspire somebody else who's struggling with believing. Belief, faith, courage will take you further than any degree you can think of, right? Even to get a degree, you have to have this discipline about you, this knowingness that you're putting your energy into something and it has no choice. but to reap mhm, good benefits. A lot of you are graduating on your journey and moving on to that next level. But this next level of blessings, this next level of happily ever after, this next level of having in your hand to hold, to having to hold those wish fulfillment requires you to be bold and brave. Have that difficult conversation. It's going to turn out better than you can imagine. Lean into the energy of 6 6 to restore balance, harmony, stability. We saw that with Taurus, right? Into your world in love, finances, career, every area of your life. Okay? Okay. I'm going to get into the zodiac messages. And then. We'll see what you guys are chit-chatting about. Do not forget to like the live and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because some of you have been with us from the very beginning of the live for spending this part of your day with us or your morning, whatever time it is by you. It is after like clockwork. It's 8:18 again, right here in New York. Holy Spirit, we're gonna get some messages for the signs. Do the signs need to know? I have to giggle because day 12. Day 12 of being haunted by Deuteronomy 8:18. It's cool. Holy Spirit, what's the T when it comes to love and life that the collective need to know about their journey? Okay. Gemini. Happy birthday, Gemini. Happy, happy birthday. Five of coins. Now, I feel like this came out for you before, but right now it's giving the energy of the Five of Pentacles. Five of Coins is the Five of Pentacles. This is the energy of having to walk away with just the clothes on your back with just enough. But for you, dearest Gemini, what looks like just enough or not enough is more than enough. The direction you're being led in will do what you set it out to do. What you think it's supposed to do, it's going to do. Do not let the delay, the fact that your ship is still on the water coming from Australia, right, to deliver those packages, trick you into thinking that it's not coming, right? Just because it's tied up in maritime business doesn't mean that it's not coming. It's still coming. Delay doesn't mean denial. And the situation that's been stressing you out because this person, when we see traditional tarot and the Five of Pentacles, the two people in in that image, they look stressed. But this person doesn't have a care in the world. You are being asked to not worry and keep going forward. What's the T, Gemini? Gemini. Sun, moon, and or rising, especially if you're questioning if somebody is into you or not. Saturday is a good day to plan a date, plan a picnic, do something to honor the 6 6 energy, right? Two triangles, two whole people, right? Because triangles, right, are three sides. And we learned that three is the number, a number of completion is a number of harmony. So two people who are whole within themselves coming together to make a whole, beautiful couple. Do not doubt your person. Do not doubt that your person is your person. And do the work you're being called to do. I like this for you, Gemini. And it feels like in Gemini season, others of you, regardless of your sign, who are in this energy, well, you know that's your person. Like you're not being delulu. You have this unexplainable knowingness that this is your person. You can tell when they're thinking about you. You can tell. You can anticipate their needs before they say anything. They can anticipate yours before you say anything. It's like they can read your mind, but you guys are going through some superficial earthly crap. Get through the storm and you guys will be fine. Cancer, sun, moon, and or rising with the Mother of Wands. Back to the energy of the Queen of Wands. Everything working out, everything falling into place, everything falling into place abundantly as I look down at all these sunflowers. You don't need to hide your dreams. You don't need to, I mean, except from the people that don't mean you well, of course. But be really clear about the things you want. Be really clear about the things you want with your partner, Cancer, right? In your relationships, not just your love relationships, but all of your relationships at work, go for that promotion. Tell your boss that they got you all the way fucked up by paying you as little as they do, because according to your credentials and what you've done to the company, done for the company, right? Yeah, they should be paying you more. Use ChatGPT, Gemini, or my favorite Claude, right? What is the pay scale for this industry that I'm in, right? And they will give you it will give you a number. And then you give that to your boss and watch them say yes. What's the T, dearest Cancer? Shine. Keep doing what you've been doing unapologetically. It looks like she's shining, right? Even though your light irritates their demons, let them. Some of you, and take this how you want, because you might get offended, and then I just channel the messages. Some of you, especially if you know, dearest Cancer, that you've been under spiritual attack and people have been sending this and that against you to knock you off your pedestal, to steal your joy. Mm-mm-mm. The demons that they send after you will turn into angels that uplift you. Instead of working for them, they'll be working for you. Right? Right. Leo, Sun, Moon, and I keep doing this. Move this over here. Leo, Sun, Moon, and or right. I like all this queen bee boss energy that's coming out for the signs so far. Mother of Knives is the queen of swords, right? You two are being called to be unapologetic about what it is that you want and be prepared for what happens next. Be prepared for what happens once you draw that sword, once you put your word out there that this is what you want, because it's going to bring about a change. It's going to bring about huge changes that were just waiting in the vortex, as Abraham Hicks loves to say, for you to decide that you're not playing small anymore. When is a Leo ever playing small? Yeah, stop that. Because that's standing between you and your happily ever after. What's the T? Forces things on you, forces their way in. Ooh, going back. Going back to what was said in the collective about making sure your friends are actually your friends, right? And not your Judas, not a friend of me, not somebody who is trying to cause you harm, wish you harm, but this is someone who truly has your back. Understand, once you let people go, some people are going to try to force their way in, especially when these blessings start to materialize into your life. When they start hearing about you winning, they're going to try to bamboozle you into thinking that you owe them something. Baby, you don't owe anybody anything. If anything, it feels like you got a lot of folks that owe you, right? Anybody who tries to trick you mentally, emotionally, bribe you, right? Coerce you into sharing your blessings with them, put them in the freezer. Oh, what else comes to mind? Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Virgo. I like this. So far, the signs are coming out beautifully, and it feels like you guys are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. This is a good confirmation as a mystic that gets to work with the collective to see everybody. I feel like a teacher in a kindergarten class, and everybody's just doing what they're supposed to be doing and excelling. Virgo, you are reminded that you are the empress or the emperor, right? The whole world is supposed to be showering you with gifts and abundance and blessings and all the good things just because. There's no need to be a hard reason as to why these blessings come in. They're supposed to. Why is the sun shining? Why do birds chirp? Why do bees do what bees do? Exactly. Your tea. Now, if you're in this energy, right, of thinking, or you let yourself backslide into this energy of thinking that it's the same, different day because there's been this cycle of things not working out, then you know what? You forfeit your crown for a moment and things will fall apart again. But your guides want you to really, really stay in that high vibe energy, knowing that your ship is about to enter the port. Your ship is about to come in. Those blessings are about to arrive for you. Libra, sun, moon, and or rising. Four of baskets is the Four of Cups. Take a hard look at self. Make peace with your own inner demons. That negative self talk, dearest Libra, that you've been engaging in, that negative self deprecation, self handicapping. Oh, Spirit hasn't talked about that in a long time. This is definitely somebody new to the tribe. Stop it. See yourself truly for who you are, not who you were told you are. As long as you were able to get up, you have another opportunity, right? As long as you woke up, you have another opportunity to change your life, change the story, right? Rewrite the script. Do it, right? Your tea. Why do you think you need to do this? Right? I gotta cover that word, but you guys know what it is. Oh, it's to fit in. Oh, so that people would like you. Mm-mm. Divine feminine, especially, it's time to step into your divinity. That job needs you more than you need them. Always remember that. Scorpio, sun, moon, and or rising with the Five of Knives, the Five of Swords. This feels like family. Not agreeing, and I have to giggle at that because what? They got to live their life, and now it's time for you to live your life on your terms. And yeah, you know what? Along the line, you might say, I wish I did that differently. I wish I did this differently. I could have done that differently. That's part of the journey, right? The only way to live life is to live life on your terms. That's how you define your happiness. That's how you define your peace. And that's how you make space for it to happen. Let them say what they want to say about what it is you want to do with your life. But just remember, it's your life. You are the captain of the ship. You decide what happens for you, not them. What's the tea? Screenshot. Jesus. Because your name is in the family chat, right? It's in the group chat. People has this to say about you. People has that to say about your decisions. F them people. Not out of 10 times. They're not doing better than you, and they're not as ambitious as you. Funny, you will never, ever, ever, ever get harsh criticism, right? People telling you you can't do something from somebody that's doing better than you. Somebody that's doing good, and this is why it's good to have a mentor in the field that you want to be in, that's doing the thing that you want to do, to be your cheerleader. Because if you are looking to the peanut gallery and nobody's ever done anything with their life besides complain and stick to the status quo, and you're trying to be an entrepreneur, it's time you find a new circle, especially one that doesn't include people that like to take what you say, use your words against you. Okay? Okay. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and or rising. Well, hello, Sag. The Fool, right? And we know the Fool is the first card of Tarot. And Tarot is the journey of the Fool becoming the Emperor. It feels like you have become brave enough to do the thing. And the universe, the Most High, will meet you where you are. The higher you go, the higher the blessings. What's the T? Scarcity tactics. But this also feels like scarcity mindset. Everything is mindset. right? This is why the oldest magic in the world gets the head, gets your thoughts, right? Gets into your head or tries to, like Scorpio, right? The people Scorpio is surrounded by. Once you keep your thoughts aligned with this is what I want, and you show up every day as a person that has what it is you want, it has no choice but to manifest. It feels like you've released the people, places, and things that you needed to, and you've left the hardest part behind you as you start your journey. And it feels like as long as you can leave your scarcity mindset in the past, it's going to be blue skies and sunshine, right? They're showing me Princess and the Frog. Yeah, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and or Rising. Well, hello. Now we have the Emperor out, right? We had the Empress for Virgo, and now Capricorn has the Emperor. Really being ushered into that season, into that era where you want for nothing. The whole universe, especially if you're dealing with an Aquarius, is going to support you, right? Going to mm, help you manifest your dreams into your reality. So I just heard we are reminded what came out yesterday about the conductor and how the conductor has to turn his or her back to the audience in order to lead the orchestra, in order to make shit happen, right? Do what they're supposed to do. Anyone who's living for, they're saying living, I don't want to use that word, um, but who's affected, impacted by what the peanut gallery has to say, what friends and family have to say, what strangers have to say. You let all them people dictate you. Keep in mind, the village doesn't make a king to make a king happy and successful. They make a king to see him fall, to see if he's able to do what he said, or queen, they're able to do. And then be there too when they don't. Right? The village likes to set you up for failure. This is why we don't really say, hey, king, hey, queen. No, you guys are emperors and empresses destined to rule over empires. When you think of emperors, think of somebody like Emperor Selassie, sparking change, showing up, doing what needs to be done, regardless of who has what to say about it. Keep in mind when Selassie went to England, the queen bowed to him, not the other way around. Remember that, especially if you're dealing with the scarcity tactics or being humbled or allowing yourself to be humbled by people's views of you. No, baby. Mm, 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 mm. Right? When we think of figureheads and queendoms and kingdoms, the Queen of England usually, right, historically, is the supreme until she met the real supreme, the emperor. You are him. You are her. Start showing up as that and watch. I guarantee you things happen in threes, right? Of course, that would be mentioned on the third, right? Within 3 days, you will feel this shift. Within 3 weeks, you will have hard evidence of what walking in your emperor or your empress energy really looks like. Within 3 years, your whole life would be you'll be well off living enjoying your peace, your blessing, whatever it is that you wanted would have manifested already and grounded itself. Its roots would have dug real deep that makes it unshakable. But the things you manifest can only become unshakable when you become unshakable. Okay? Okay. Capricorn, your T, speaking about ignoring the peanut gallery and what naysayers have to say. really walking in that emperor, that empress energy. I like how they came out together on this side. That's so cute, right? Because that also confirms about true lovers. Side note, because 6 6 is all about lovers coming together too, right? True divine people that have done their work. Two triangles coming together to form the hexagram. We've been through this, right? But really ignoring what folks got to say and doing you. End of story, right? Hard period. There's no if, ands, or buts, right? There's no ellipses to be continued. No. Sip your tea and enjoy the life you created. Enjoy the life you are creating unapologetically. Okay? Aquarius. Sun, moon, and or rising with this eight of baskets, which is the eight of cups, is the energy of walking away, leaving all the heaviness behind, leaving all of the baggage behind. You too are being encouraged to turn your back, right, to the audience so you can lead the orchestra, so you can come into what you are supposed to do in this lifetime. What's the T for Aquarius? Legal issues. Aquarius. Ooh. Or if you're dealing with an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and or Rising, because 6 6 and the 6th month, right, is about balance and harmony. For you, there's some legal issues that need to be tended to. And some of you might even hear about someone getting into serious legal trouble with the law, right? I don't want to say immigration because it feels more like back to what came out when we were live on the Clock app maybe 2 months ago. Something with paperwork. Feels like a very white collar crime line. You're going to hear about so and so facing harsh legal judgments. That has nothing to do with you. Do not cape for that person. Do not send a parachute for that person. Let them receive their karma unless you want their karma to become yours. This is a warning. Pisces, sun, moon, and or rising. Continue working on your healing. Continue doing the things that you need to do to sustain yourself first, especially after all the losses you've experienced physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. This is not a season. I know it's the summer. You want to pop out. Cool, not yet. You still have healing to do, especially when it comes to making peace with everything and everyone you had to release, right? Those of you dealing with the Pisces, as I turn this over, they're saying smart ass of a Pisces, right? Somebody who thinks that they know it all. That's a clever trickster. Mhm. That you may have released in your past, do not be surprised when they pop back up, especially around the solstice, because this ties into a message we got earlier, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, about someone not forgetting about you, even though you forgot about them. Yeah. Pisces, you either have somebody watching you or collective, you have a Pisces watching you, waiting for the perfect moment to just dig their talons back in. Don't let them. Aries, sun, moon, and or rising. Well, hello. Four of Wands, right, is the card of stability. When we see this in traditional tarot, right, we see the four staves of the honeymoon, right? Walking out not the honeymoon, the reception, right? What you walk through before while you're leaving the reception and going into your honeymoon, right? Those Aries, those relationship issues that you are having will be a thing of the past as long as you commit to. It's not about being the bigger person, it's being committing to working it out with your person. 6 6 is a day of balance and harmony. It's a moment to restore the harmony in your home and let the past be in the past. What's the tea? So you can celebrate this hump that the relationship needed to go over, needed to happen, right? It's only going to make you stronger, but you have to let it. And you let it by surrendering, getting out of your head and into your heart, and letting the Most High, the universe, help you restore the balance back into your relationship. Because it feels like if you are in Aries or dealing with an Aries, your person is willing to do the work, they're willing to do the heavy lifting, they're willing to do what it takes to support you. Okay. And Taurus, for whatever reason, I'm gonna pull over the deck. Right? Your card was already up. Son of Coins, right? Which is like the Knight of Pentacles, um, but not really. It's the energy, because when we see the Knight of Pentacles, now that they mentioned that, of those long awaited dreams, right? That ship that you've been waiting for it to come in, right? With this water and the sun rising is about to arrive. Don't celebrate just yet, but start to prepare and make space to receive um mhm, what you requested. You're another one that's being asked to remember that just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean that it won't happen. Just because life showed up for you a certain way in the past doesn't guarantee it's going to continue to show up that way for you with this bad reputation. You have the power at any given moment to change the trajectory of your life. You have the power to change your path at any given moment. You just got to believe, right? And then do what bulls do, right? Go for it unapologetically. That is the message for the collective. The messages for the collective. We're going to see what you guys are chit chatting about. Hi, Krista. How are you? Jamie. So you know what we're gonna do for that, right? We're gonna get some of our favorite ritual oil, right? If you don't want to use the wanna say my name, some cloves, um, s- ooh, cayenne pepper. hmm Transmute it, right? Use that energy. If your name is always in somebody's mouth, use that energy. If they're gonna send it to you, might as well. Going back to turning demons to work for you. Let's go. Let's go. I love that. Nicole, hi. Saturday's gonna be like 90 degrees. Ouch. A drive up movie would be beautiful though, right? It's after the sun goes down. The ship is coming for sure. It's coming from Australia. Hi, Rosemary. They'll have to starve. They'll have to starve or learn to fend for themselves. Because we're not doing that in 2026. If you ain't put in on this meal, right? We're not doing that type of charity. Maybe to somebody new, we might give them the benefit of the doubt. But people that's been around, no, 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 no. Hi, Jupiter, aka Whimsical Pisces. How are you? Miss Nicole, you are so sweet. You're so, 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 so sweet. Hi, Tamika, Grand Rising. Isol, I'm not sure what you missed. Couldn't tell you. But thankfully with YouTube, it's awesome. Like soon as we click off, it's immediately available for viewing. And Nicole, you're born on a Saturday? Oh, hey. Oh, yeah. Well, hmm. Side note, as I sip on my water, no tea today because it's hot. It's hot. So look into the day you were born, right? And the time, right? We should know our natal chart. But a lot of times we focus on the time to find out, where all the planets were and get the information we need. But the day is equally important. We love working with the planetary days. This is why you'll always see me mention which planet rules which day when we're live to remind you, right? But also using the planetary hours. Every hour of the day is ruled by a planet, starting with the ruler of the day. So, like today, is ruled by Mercury. So at sunrise, right, that's the Mercury hour. And then the other six major planets follow, right? I don't remember the order. I gotta look at the app, right? To let us know which hour is which. So if you are born on a Saturday, it's best to do your workings, your intentions, your setups on a Saturday and or the Saturday hour every on any given day, especially your portal day, right? I think I got to everybody's comments and hellos. I highly recommend name warding, right? Even if you don't have all the supplies, you could do it while speaking into your lotion as you are buttering yourself up, right? As you're doing your routine, right? As you looking in the mirror and saying those affirmations, putting your word out there, really mastering that empress energy, saying that whatever you say, it just is. Who's gonna refute it? Who's gonna stop you, boo? I hope you guys are realizing at this time that the whole time, regardless of the karmics and the family members and the creepers and all of this outside energy, it was always you versus you. The outside energy was just a manifestation of that. Now that's a tough pill for some people to swallow. So sit with it for a little bit, sit with it, and then step up, right? Step up into that emperor, empress energy. There's a lot of people outside. I feel like I want to go running with them, but it's too hot. Any thoughts, feelings, questions that you want to share with the collective? If you're watching this on the replay and you made it this far, put it in the comments. I do read my comments and eventually get back to you guys. If you'd like a personal reading, those are available. Going once, going twice. Have an amazing Wednesday. Enjoy. Well, speaking about Australia and our brothers and sisters across the pond in England, France, they're experiencing heat waves. Um, that's no bueno. There's a good chance that we will be experiencing it as well. Stay, especially if you live close to coastal communities like me here in the States. Really pay attention to what they're saying about this El Nino business that's going on and the trade winds and weather patterns and what this hurricane season will look like, right? Essentially, for the summer, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Ashe.